Hello techies, welcome to IT Tech Solution. In my last video, I was talking about AWS Toolkit. I just wanted to take it one step further. With AWS Toolkit, as you might have already noticed, that there comes a code whisperer as well. So we were extensively using the Explorer to create the step functions and all. But along with this AWS Toolkit, we also have this code whisperer. Okay, and this code whisperer it contains AI driven code suggestions. This is very much powerful and it's very handy when we are doing some development work, right? So Code Whisperer is nothing but an Amazon tool which is used by the developers, which is AI driven, and it has capabilities to suggest the line of codes. If we give any prompt to the developer, to the development environment, right, using that prompt, it suggests piece of codes that we can directly use in our development task. So this is something which is very nice to have. If we can use in our day-to-day activities, it will be very much productive for us. So code with confidence, this is the tagline that they are using. Here you can see it can be integrated with different IDEs. VS Code, the most common ones. Cloud9 is AWS tool on the cloud for development. Lambda console, PyCharm, all these things it can be integrated with, and it also supports many languages. So this is very good tool. Since we already had installed AWS Toolkit, I just wanted to give a demo for this. I'll just show how we can use this. So let's say I want to use this AWS Code Whisperer in my Lambda function. So what I can do is I can just create a simple Lambda function, maybe a basic one. I will give it as name as lambda 1. Let it be Python language, and additional settings I don't want. Let's create this function. So once this function is created, it would need some permission, because the code that I'm going to write, I'll be trying with two simple codes here. First thing, I'll just ask Code Whisperer to give me a code to add two numbers. Let's see how it gives us that code. And to take it little further, I will ask Code Whisperer to give me a code where I can read S3 bucket and have the contents displayed on the terminal. So let's see both of these example how we can write this. So this is the basic Lambda function which it created. What I can do here is to use Code Whisperer. One thing is we need to go to tools and check this. Okay, we need to enable it. So by default, when we create, if we haven't enabled in future, in the past, it will be disabled. So if it is disabled, just we need to enable this Amazon Code Whisperer code suggestions. Once that is enabled, we can then start using it. So for example, what I will do here is I will ask Code Whisperer to give me a code to write to add two numbers. And in generative AI, there is a concept we called it as a prompt. So prompt is nothing but a text which will give instructions to the AI to perform certain actions. So we call it as a prompt. So first prompt I will give here is uh, Python code. I will just write that prompt. Python code to add two numbers. Okay. Press enter and then Alt C. Alt plus C. So you can see it is fetching the code, and then yes, it gave me a code, first line of code. Then enter. Then keep on fetching it. Okay. So keep on pressing Alt plus C. This is the next line. Enter. Alt plus C. The third line. Alt plus C. Enter. Alt plus C. Until it is fetching, we need to keep on going with this. Enter. Alt plus C. Enter. and then Alt plus C. This is the complete code it has given me. So we just need to validate, okay? Because this is AI generated code, so we should have at least knowledge to check whether the code which is it has returned is correct or not. So here it looks correct code. Let's create a test event for this. Okay, I just need to pass in as event. I need to pass two numbers. Okay, I will name it as A. I will name it as B. So event should be A and B as per this code. So now this is done. I'll just deploy this and then I will try to execute it with the test event that I have created. So here you can see it is returning as 7. So that is 5 plus 4. So this way you can see, right, I did not write any piece of code. I just took the help from Code Whisperer and it gave me this entire code. Now I wanted to take it a little further. So this is a simple code, right? Let me then do something a little complex. So here I want to read a file, or I would say read a text file from S3 bucket, okay, from S3 bucket and print the contents. Okay, let's see how the code whisperer gives us the code for this. I'll just do enter and alt plus C. So import boto 3, enter, alt C. Boto 3, it is creating a resource and then alt plus C. Okay, we'll keep on going until it is finished. Okay, alt plus C, alt plus C, and alt plus C. Okay, so now this is done. So I'll remove this additional comment. So it is printing, right? So till here is fine. Now you see that bucket name it has given by default some my bucket. Okay, so let us replace that bucket name with our actual bucket. So this is my bucket that I have created. Okay, I'll just replace this. And my key should be the name of the object. So my object name is, I have placed a file and that file is nothing, just a simple line. This is so cool. So this is the file that I have uploaded here and its name is testfile.txt. So let's give that key name here. I will give textfile.txt. Now this is also okay. Then it is decoding it to UTF and printing the body. Okay, let's deploy this, or maybe this let's take it to the top. Okay, I'll just say import here. Rest of the things are fine. Now let's just deploy this and first try to run this. Okay, before running it, what we have to do is we have to give permissions to our lambda to read this bucket, right? So we need to attach the corresponding policy. So let's go to configuration and then permissions. This is the default role that it has created. Most probably reading S3 file policy would not be here. Let's add the permission. So this is the basic role, right? Execution role. Let's add a policy to read S3. So I will say S3 read only access. Okay, S3 read only access. That is the least privilege that I need to give. So read access, read S3, this is attached. Now I am good to go with this code. I don't have to configure any tests. I don't want to give any input, right? My bucket is in place. File is already present in this. Bucket name we copied and gave it in the correct place. This is the bucket name. Okay, and bucket name should be in single quotes. So this is by bucket name. This is the key. I think let's deploy this and then we'll test it out. Okay, so it is complaining no such key, so there is some mismatch in the key. So text file, it's not, it is test file, I guess. Let us check that once. It is a test file.txt. So test file.txt, that is the correction. Now once that is done, let's just again test it out. And it is running and you can see it is printing the result, right? This is so cool. And really it is so cool. We haven't written any code manually. Everything was generated by code whisperer for us. We simply used it. So, and the same thing, let's just check from the console, I mean from the IDE, how we can leverage this. So we already had installed this AWS plugin in the last video. I mean, those people who haven't seen that video, first just check out that video, install AWS plugin, and we will be good to go. So once AWS is ready, what we have to do, we have to go to Code Whisperer. So it will have Explorer, CDK, and other things, right? So in last video we just explored the Explorer. This time we'll go to Code Whisperer, sign in to get started. Here are the three options, out of which I want to use the Amazon Code Whisperer. It comes along with Amazon Q. Amazon Q is the chat service they have. This also we'll see how that Amazon Q looks like. Sign in with Identity Center. I don't have, so we can use this free AWS Builder ID. So it will generate a Builder ID. Using that, we can connect to our AWS account. So let's see here. So this is the authorization request. You just need to confirm this. Once you confirm, if you are using for the first time, you will have to register your email ID. You will get a confirmation code in your email ID, and then you can set up a password. So I already have done this, so I will not create a new one. I'll have, say, I already have created this ID. I will go to my email ID, and then I will do a next. I will give the password. You just need to remember the password once you create this builder ID. So AWS Toolkit for VS Code can access your data. So now these two things are connected. I am connected to the AWS server, from where I'll be getting the code suggestions. And here it says like what you want to ask, right? Any questions? How can Amazon Q help me? Let's just tick on this, and then it'll give the options what all it can do. It can generate a code. It can also tell us it can explain a line of code for us. So many things it can do. So what it can do, you can just read through this. For us, for just demo, I can show again python code, python code to add two numbers. I'll just try to see what results it gives me. So it is something similar to ChatGPT. You ask questions and it will give you the results for that. So what it is saying, see, number one 5, number 2 equals to 10, sum num1 plus num2, print sum of this, and then it has a small explanation like what this code is going to do. So this is really cool. So this code we can just copy paste and have it in our actual code, and use this logic to build that code. Similarly, the S3 function that we saw, right? Read a text file, a text file from S3, S3 bucket, and print the contents. Okay, print the contents. Let's see. So it is generating your answer, and then it will take some couple of minutes maybe. And here is the Python code. So the same code what we just now saw in Lambda, right, console, same thing we can have it here. Now we'll have to copy paste or do something, right? Same thing we can do directly in our development file as well, in the code file directly. So since I have already enabled, if you see, it's already running, auto suggestion is running. We can pause it, but right now it is running because I connected my VS Code to Code Whisperer, right? So it will start suggesting me. So if I write the prompt like Python code to add two numbers, let's see if how it works here in VS Code. So it will be pretty much similar in other IDs as well. If we see for VS Code, I hope it will be same for other IDs as well. So after writing this prompt, I'll just press enter. So you can see it automatically is giving me a line of code. I just need to enter tab. So this is the first number. Let's press enter again. The second line of code it suggested. Then enter. third line, then enter, tab, print. Now you can see it is taking input and then taking the two numbers and giving us the print. Let's run this to test it. So it is asking me to enter a number. I can give any number like 40, press enter, plus 10. So answer is 50. So instead of this, let's try again our S3 program. So I would say read a text file from S3 bucket, S3 bucket, and print the contents. Okay, print the contents. Let's see. Enter. It is importing Boto 3. Enter, tab, create S3 client. Then it will have the object ready. Read the file, then the response, and then print the contents. See, with proper comments and all it is giving us. We can use this exact code as it is. Now you see, now next it is not suggesting anything. Even if I'm pressing any enter, it is not suggesting anything. So this is how it works. We just need to change the bucket name and the key of that bucket, similar to what we did in console. So you can see how much powerful this is. I think this is going to really change the way we are working in the current scenario. So this is how this we can utilize AI in our day-to-day task activities and keep ourselves updated. So I hope you liked the video. I will come back with some another informative video. Until then, bye bye. Have a nice day.